Hello, crack babies. Still in the same Pokemon shirt. I decided to pair this cutting edge shirt with this matte black leather interior baseball dad hat. But I'm not just doing it for the fashion. I'm doing it because my hair is greasier than a KFC frying pan, and I wouldn't want to hurt your eyes with that sight. So, being the generous little young ingenue that I am, I decided I'd spare you hoes this time. This is a very spur of the moment video. Sorry, just getting the fucking sweat out of my pores. We don't need that.
Getting a little bit sidetracked.
Let's get serious. I, Reese Peterson, lead a life full of synchronicities. I lead a synchronic life. If you're unfamiliar with the word synchronicity, never fret, because I got your back. We're going to use Wikipedia for this definition because it was good enough for us in high school when we were writing our essays, even though we were told not to, so it's going to be good enough for this damn video. Let's see what Wikipedia has to say on synchronicities. So Wikipedia defines a synchronicity as this: a concept first introduced by analytical psychologist Carl Jung, which holds that events are meaningful coincidences if they occur with no causal relationship yet seem to be meaningfully related. So that didn't help at all. At all, my darlings. My young chaps. Croissant. If you're wondering, I'm picking the skin tag on my neck. So instead of ruffling through a bunch of definitions on Wikipedia, I'm just gonna fucking explain it. A synchronicity is like a coincidence, but is said to have a deeper meaning, or there's something else behind it. Like there's depth to it. It's not just like, oh, fancy seeing you here, Joe. Like it's more than that, and it's more common, and it's more prevalent and prominent in your life. All right, you know I'm serious when I start going like this or like this. All right, I'm presenting you with the facts, the receipts, the cold hard evidence. Basically, what happens to me all the time. Look at my lips. Look at these smackers. All right, this happens to me all the time, every week. Sometimes multiple times a week. Sometimes multiple times a day. I'm not even kidding. You don't have to believe me. You can think I'm crazy. I've told some of my friends this. Some of them believe me. Some of them think I'm just stupid. Some of them think that it's just minor coincidences that happen to me. Look, I can't speak English. I'm gonna get down to the very start. Basically, I'm gonna take you back over 10 years in the past to the very start.
I'm going back to the start.
So, basically, my first synchronic experience was when I was 8 years old. I remember this moment in my mind. Mind you, I'm 19 years old, so it's been a roughly 11 years since this has happened, since that I first noted, documented in my mind, took note of that these were just more than mere coincidences that happened to me. So, I'm 8 years old. I remember, oh my god, I can remember it exactly. So, Hannah Montana had just started. Like, I think this was like the first season, maybe beginning of its second season. Like, it was fresh off the boat, you know? You know, it was new. It was before. It was before. It was during the beginning. I'm on the phone in my backyard on my home phone, my frickin' landline phone. No one uses landlines anymore. So I'm on the phone with my longtime childhood friend, Katie, who lives across the street. This is a picture of her. And so I'm on the phone with Katie in my backyard, and I was like, hey, did you see this new episode of Hannah Montana? It was the episode when Miley and Jackson's grandma was coming into town. And this was like the first time that we ever saw her. This was, yeah. It was when Miley was feeling like, oh, mama, notice me. And Jackson was like getting all the attention because he usually never gets all the attention because all the attention is usually on Miley because she's Hannah Montana and she's a superstar. And this episode had aired like several weeks before this conversation that I'm having. There were like probably 2 or 3 more new episodes since then. And so I'm on the phone with Katie in my backyard and I go, hey, did you ever see, I think I called it a new episode, but I was like it wasn't the newest, but it was like relatively new. It was like 2 or 3 weeks old at that point. I was like, hey, did you see that episode of Hannah Montana? I don't remember why. And she was like, oh, like, no, I haven't seen it yet. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, like, you should go watch it. And then, that was the end of our conversation. I walk inside to my house, to my room. I have a TV in my room. And I flip on, for me, channel 65, Disney Channel, alright, fucking, and you're watching Disney Channel, that bullshit. And that episode is playing, and I'm like, that's a little weird. I was like, oh, like the episode I was just describing to Katie is now on 3 seconds later. Okay, however long it takes me to hang up and walk to my room and turn on the channel. Okay, so maybe like 40 seconds later. I was like, oh, that's probably like just like a weird coincidence, you know? But then I started thinking about it more. And you know what? You can call me crazy, you know? I don't care. I've been told I'm crazy. I've been told I'm stupid. I've been told, yeah. I've been told a lot of other things. Been around the block, alright? Coming for you, J-Lo. But, and I thought And I was just like, oh, that's a little weird considering, like, usually when there's like a new episode of Hannah Montana, like they'll play that episode during the next week until the new episode comes out. But this episode was like a few weeks old at that point already. It's like, oh, that's weird. So that was the start of when all of my synchronicities started to happen. That was the fucking root. That set the precedent. And then as my life has gone on, I've noticed that whenever I think about something, whether it's a person, a celebrity, someone in pop culture, a song, I'll tell you guys that in a sec. It will just materialize itself. Itching. It will materialize itself into real life. And I'm not kidding, like within 0.02 seconds to 1 minute later. Like it happens quick. Like quick. And so I know. Are you fucking... Someone is riding their scooter and it's 9 o'clock at night. Why are you riding your... It's dark out. My street does not have street lights. Hope you're okay, boo, though. Hope you don't get run over. I know I sound crazy. I told this story to so many of my friends. I mean, like, I don't know how so many. Maybe like 8 of them. Is that a lot? I don't know. Up to you to decide. And some of them are like, oh, like, that's weird. And they, like, believe me. And then others just like, brush it off. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's really cool. Like, thank you for that. So, like, I've been there. I've been told that it's just a coincidence. I've been told. I've been new, alright? So y'all don't need to believe me. But these things happen to me so often. Like, they just... I don't know why. I don't know what the hidden meaning is, but this has happened to me for 11-ish years now, and I still do not know why. One time, I was sitting in my friend Emma's house. We were watching TV. I don't even know. We were just watching TV. This was like, 3 or 4 years ago. Wait, like 3 years ago. And so we're just watching TV, and I just start talking about Boy Scouts. Like, I'm like, oh, like Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, like, I don't know, I'm just like talking about that, and like if she ever did Girl Scouts, because I never did Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts or whatever it's called. I never did any of that. Never learned how to fucking start a fire, never learned how to tie a stupid knot. I never learned any of that stuff. Alright, I don't really like the outdoors that much, but nature, love you. My cough is still lingering, I see. And so, as soon as I mentioned the Boy Scouts or the Cub Scouts, whatever the hell it is called, there was this, like, flashback on TV. I don't know if it was, like, E-News or something. I don't really remember what we were watching, but it was Madonna wearing an outfit that looked like a Boy Scout. And I'll try and put it up. I'll see if I can find it. I'm gonna put it up. Right there. You could just say that's a coincidence, like, oh, you were talking about Boy Scouts, and then Madonna just so happens to be wearing an outfit that looks like she's in the frickin' Boy Scouts. Like, you can say it's a coincidence, you can say that, but to me, it's not. Like, I'll say words, and then those words will come out on a television. Like, if I'm like, oh, I need an AC, my television will then show me in the following commercial, like an ad for air conditioning installments. I sound so crazy, but if it's like, if this has happened to you your entire life, basically, if this has happened to you for the majority of your life, 11 out of 19 years, let's just do that percent real quick. 11 out of 19 is 57.894%, so that's almost 58%. This has happened for the majority of my life, where I've experienced these things. If I start singing a song, it could be any stupid song in the entire world, and then it will somehow come on Spotify, iTunes, fucking Pandora, TV, a commercial, like my friend will play it in their car. It'll come up next on my playlist. It'll come up next on the radio. It'll come about in a movie. It's just, I don't get it. Let me see, I'm gonna try and find screenshots. I just looked in the spotlight search in my phone, and I'm gonna put some screenshots up right now.
One sec while I screenshot them.
I'll just read it to you real quick. This is a text I sent to my friend Emma. This is my friend Emma. Sorry if you don't like your face being broadcasted to the internet, but here you go, sweet cheek. Love you till forever and longer than that. So, this is a text. It says, also, I was just watching a YouTube video, and the second I tap the Urban Outfitters app to go online shopping, the video I was watching mentioned Urban Outfitters. And this was the exact millisecond. Like, this was, today's Sunday for me. This incident happened Thursday. This is my most recent one. Hello. Alright, so while editing, I remembered just yesterday that I had my most recent synchronic tendency, synchronicity, you know, you get it. Alright, also sorry, I'm filming on my MacBook editing, and so this light isn't helping, so sorry that it's really freaking ugly. I was just scrolling through my phone and remembered that just yesterday I had it, and so it was in the friends chat. If you don't know this, that's the group chat with Bridget, Megan, and Zia. And so I said out of nowhere, this was yesterday at 8:58 p.m., and it says, why do I want a heaping mound of cheesecake right now? And then I said, I don't ever crave cheesecake, which is true. I like cheesecake, but I don't ever crave it, but I like it, alright? A few moments later, I text back in the group chat, and I said, wait, that's so weird. I just looked on Snap and saw on someone's story that they got cheesecake. What? What? Why? That is so weird. That is so weird. So suck it, non-believers. And like, you can say it's just a coincidence, but I also have, what is it called, like YouTube Red, YouTube Premium, so that's how I'm able to like watch YouTube videos in the background and then go through like other apps. Just to give you guys the facts. What are the chances that while I'm online shopping, watching a video, I don't know what video it was, I don't remember, but it was not a shopping video, it was not a fashion video, it was not a haul, it was not anything like I don't really watch those videos. That's not for me. It was honestly probably a mukbang or like a vlog or something, and they just like happened to mention Urban Outfitters. Like, it wasn't geared towards Urban Outfitters. It was not a video like, girlfriend buys my clothes, or like, fucking boyfriend buys my clothes, or like, oh, expensive shopping haul. I don't watch those types of videos. It was honestly either like a mukbang or a vlog that did not pertain to Urban Outfitters or shopping. And it just happens like instantly. It'll just happen. Sometimes it takes like a minute or two for it to materialize. Maybe not even 2 minutes. It takes like a minute for it to materialize and digitize, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It usually comes out in an electronic source. It always comes out in like a digital or electronic or technological format. Like, whether it's on my phone or on the radio or on the computer or on my TV or something like that. But there are exceptions. I remember this one was kind of recent too. It was like a couple weeks ago. I texted I think it was Emma again too. I texted Emma and I was like, wow, I really want spaghetti. And this was during the time when I was not home. It was around dinner time. That's why I was saying it was maybe around 6 or 7 o'clock at night, but I was not home yet. I think I was like at work or something. And then I come home after my shift at work and my mom has made spaghetti. Oh my god. You can say, oh, spaghetti, that's a very common meal. You know what? I will give you that. Maybe that was a coincidence. My mom doesn't make spaghetti that often. She's made it before, but only like a couple times a year, maybe a few times a year. I don't know how these things happen to me. Oh my god, my stomach just started hurting. Wait, hold on. Oh my god, hold on. My stomach is fucking me up. Oh my god. I know this video is all over the place, but it's because I'm getting so perplexed about how this has happened my entire life. I'll sing a song and it will come on the radio. I'll say, oh wow, I really want this song to come on next on my playlist. And my playlist will have 1,000 songs in it. I have a playlist called High School on my Spotify account. And I'll be like, oh, I want this song to come up next. You know, you can say like, oh yeah, your phone's listening to you, like whatever, you know. I mean, your phone does listen to you though. But like, I don't know about Spotify. I don't know if Spotify does that. But that's just weird. Or I'll just think about a song and I'll be like, oh, I want this one to come up next. And out of 1,000 songs, that song will come up next. It gets to a point where it's like, oh, it happens too frequently to be a coincidence. And it happens where the odds are so slim. It has to be a synchronicity. It has to be. I believe in this stuff. Like, I wish I videotaped every single instance that it happens, but since it's so spontaneous and instantaneous, like, I have no means of filming it. I feel like a lot of people who leave synchronic lives, I feel like they have a type of link or attachment to numbers, but mine usually isn't numbers. Like, I don't see numbers everywhere. That's not me. Mine is more like thinking of something and it coming to life in a digital format. This was when I was like 12, 13 years old, and this was only for a brief period of my life. I'm not kidding. I would wake up at this time and it was 8:33 in the morning every single day. This was during the summer too. It wasn't like in school. 8:33 in the morning every single day for like a couple weeks of my life when I was like 12 or 13. No matter if I'd gone to bed at 7 p.m. that past night or 5 a.m. that morning and only got 3 hours of sleep, like I would wake up at 8:33 and I took note of that. And that only happened for like a few weeks, maybe a month of my life when I was like 12 or 13 around 7th grade. You don't have to believe me. I can say that so many times. You don't have to. But why? Why would I make this video? Why would I sit to a camera talking for 20, 30 minutes, edit a video for 6, 7 hours, and present this to you when I would gain nothing? I don't get monetized. Besides my pure joy of editing videos and filming videos, I'm not getting any type of fiscal benefit from this. So there is no point in me lying, and you're all my friends, so why would I lie to my friends? It's just, it happens so often! And I've always wondered, like in the definition of synchronicity, it says for a, like, it's like for a meaningful purpose or meaningful intent. Like there's something behind it, but I don't know what that is. Like, I have thought about this for years and years and years of my life. I'm like, why does this happen to me so often? Like, I'm such like a beacon for this type of shit. I don't even get it. Like, it doesn't make sense. 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 And I just want to know why. I want to know what that meaning is. I used to call this like a power. Like, I thought as my 8-year-old self that this was like my power, that I had like ESP. If you don't know what ESP is, it's extrasensory perception. I thought that I had this. I was like, oh, since I'm blind, it makes sense that I have ESP because I'm using like my other senses. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I thought this was truly a power that I had. And I still, to Emma or like Katie, like I'll refer to it as a power. I'll be like, oh, my power kicked in today. Or like, oh, my powers are getting stronger. Or like, I'll just reference and say stuff like that to them because they've been new that this has happened to me for so long and happens to me so often. I've really never met anybody else who like has this, who leads a synchronic life, who has this. I don't know what else to say about this. Like, I know I only gave a few examples and I don't care if you guys want to see it, but I'm going to keep a note every single time it happens from now on in my life. I'm going to jot it down in my notes, and then in a few months later, I'm going to document some of that with you guys. And that leads me to my final conclusion. You've made it to the end. Congratulations. Here's your diploma. The only thing that I've gathered from all of this is that life is not a coincidence. Like, this shit is happening for a reason. I don't know what that reason is. I don't know what I believe in. I don't know, but something is happening for a bigger reason. I don't know what that is. Or another take is that we're living in a simulation. If you've made it to the end of this, thank you so much. And know how much I want to wrap you around my arms and give you a big hug. Also, did you just see how I was hugging? I was truly hugging like this. So this is where we part ways. Farewell, brethren. Have a good slumber. And don't let the synchronicities fuck you up at night. Bye, whores.